this is Meraj. Meraj makes a living as a travel writer. He loves motorcycling, golf, playing the guitar, and just bumming around. He's decided to travel for a year to find himself. About time.
This is Johan. Johan is a photographer. Johan is Swedish, but he's lived and worked in 4 continents. He's done some pretty interesting gigs along the way. Johan's current obsession is shooting astral time lapses. He plans to backpack in India for a year of travel and adventure.
Well, well, well. Who are you?
I'm Jon Snow, King of the North. Who the heck are you?
I'm Thor, God of Thunder, son of Odin.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Banishment hasn't done you any good, eh? You look like you've lost half your weight. That's not too good in exile, eh?
Well, you know, Earth, Cassine, what can you do? Well, where are we? Alfheim, what realm is this?
You're on the wall, you idiot. The long night is here and the dead have come with it. You've allied with the White Walkers, have you?
Well, winter is coming.
You're a fool, Thor. With your arrogance and your hypocrisy, you have brought the horrors and desolation of war upon the realm. You do not deserve your titles. You do not deserve WION traveler. How dare you? How dare you?
I admit, Johan has much more credibility as Thor, the Norse god of thunder, than I do as Jon Snow, the character from HBO's popular series Game of Thrones. My credentials to play Jon Snow are buttressed by the fact that Johan and I aren't hamming it up in some exotic shoot locale for Game of Thrones, but rather in a nondescript factory in Dehradun, the capital city of the North Indian state of Uttarakhand. And Windlasting Crafts, unlike Johan and me, is totally bona fide when it comes to claiming a genuine link to Game of Thrones, or for that matter, a number of Hollywood flicks. The company is, in fact, as close as you can get to a modern-day medieval arms manufacturer.
Wow, look at this place.
Hey, who's that? Look at that. Hello, sir.
Hey,
Hi.
Meraj.
Miraj, how do you do?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Wow, dude, this is like
This
a
is an impressive display that you have here.
kid in a candy store, bull in a China shop. Wow, dude.
Look at these, huh?
The sword that you are holding has been made in a Spanish company,
Okay.
Mato. We acquired this company in 2011,
Oh.
and since then, Windlass has been the largest sword manufacturer by volume.
Oh, wow. What do you mean in the world? It's the
Yes,
biggest
yes.
sword manufacturer
Yes.
in the world. Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And again, so the swords that you see over here,
This looks familiar, yeah? This is...
can you tell me which movie is this from?
Well, that looks like something that involves a lot of killing.
Yeah. So this one is from
Thor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie
Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
Conan the Barbarian, I
And-
thought so.
And this one is the Atlantean sword, and it's one of our best-selling items.
When you say best-selling, you mean overseas?
This
Yes.
looks also like something out of Conan the Barbarian.
Yes. This is the father's sword,
Oh,
again from Conan the Barbarian.
the father and the son.
But this is a one-handed sword basically.
Yes.
You need
And
Schwarzenegger
but this
to
one
be
is
this.
This
if
one
it's
is a-
two hands.
No, this one is a hand and a half sword. A two-handed sword is much bigger.
Wow.
Yeah. The sword that you see over here, this
Where's
one is from,
this from?
this one is from Gladiator,
Oh,
the Russell Crowe's classic.
really? This one?
Yeah. So at the start of the movie when he's still a general.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, before he becomes Maximus.
Yes.
Maximus?
Yes.
Is that his name?
Yes.
Maximus.
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
He does?
Yeah,
Oh,
Maximus.
you know your,
King of the armies of the
he knows his clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made this sword from Maximus. You know, the great gladiator.
Yeah.
These are all military
Yeah,
military
so
swords, is it?
primarily these are all US and British military swords.
Okay. Air Force,
And
Navy.
Air Force, Navy, then some cadets, Marines, etc.
Right. And this one looks very. I mean, this is not something normal military would have, is it? It looks like a
Yeah.
celebration
So,
type of item.
so primarily swords are no longer used as a weapon.
Right.
So they hold much more of a ceremony and presentation purposes.
Correct.
Yeah. This is from where the company started.
Gurkha Kukri.
This is a Gurkha kukri.
Wow.
And we started manufacturing this way back in 1941.
Wow.
This is the first place that the company ever made.
Wow. Beautiful. This is probably longer than his
Yeah.
beard.
Over here we have the Captain America shields. We have been associated with Assassin's Creed. We have been in Lord of the Rings, Gladiator. We have some helmets over there.
Full set
They are
of
from
Whose
300.
claws are these? This is the
Sauron.
There you go.
Sauron gang from Lord of
With
the
the
Rings.
ring and everything.
Yes.
Wow, this is beautiful, yeah. Actually, I
You want to try put
yeah,
this on?
do you mind? I was going to, but I didn't want to.
You can try out Sauron's glove.
This is it. The ring's with me now.
But you didn't cut it off.
No, that's okay. That's a spare ring.
Look at the level of craftsmanship, like all these move and everything.
Yeah.
Can you close your hand?
Yeah, I feel like I'd love to punch somebody.
I
with this.
wanna.
You don't even need a sword if you have hands like these. Okay, I'm gonna put it back before I damage it.
You might recognize this one is Gimli's helmet from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We have Gerard Butler's movie 300, the famous one, the one with the hair.
The one with the hair.
Yeah. We have supplied this as shooting props.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one. This very
Yeah.
one.
Not this one, but like we
Something like this.
Yeah, something like this. Yeah.
So
Wow.
you do both merchandise
Yeah.
after the film has been released, and you also
Supply
sell
the shooting props. Yes.
for them to use in the film. Alright.
I'm not sure about this one. Which one is this?
This is also from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course.
From that
the peaceful guys. The peaceful guys. What are they doing?
Isildur.
Yeah. That's right. That's
And
right.
this Iron Man, the first Iron Man.
The first Iron Man's helmet.
Wow, sweet, dude. I love that.
And where's the pink one from?
That's something that's not from movie. That one we painted ourselves.
You
Yeah.
Oh, you
painted
painted
that one
yourself. All right. Well, put it on, Jon. This is Thor's helmet from the comic books, but not in the movie.
Fits like a glove.
It feels like a glove, yeah. Oh, and giving him the helmet. I wish I could say you looked intimidating.
I'd rather be a good man than a great king.
Oh, please. You're going to have a hard time being either.
It's not just swords. Windlass makes a whole galaxy of props, costumes, helmets, armor, objects d'art, which have either been used in actual productions or form part of the official merchandise from franchises such as Marvel's legion of superhero films. And Captain America's shield occupies pride of place, as do a cross-section of helmets, including the Iron Man helmet, and from characters in Lord of the Rings.
Windlass has been going about its business quietly for a long time now. Case in point, the replica of the sword used by Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Generation X classic Conan the Barbarian that released way back in 1982. These facilities are a veritable treasure trove for comic book aficionados who grew up on a diet of DC and Marvel superheroes. Unfortunately, Windlass doesn't retail any of this in India. In any case, it's not legal to buy or own a blade this long in this country.
Dehradun seems to have a thing for big murals. They're everywhere. In restaurants, in cafes, on the walls, on the streets. Literally, you can't miss them. As it turns out, most of them are made by the same person, who appropriately goes by the name of Dehradun Graffiti. Rachit Gupta was born and raised in Dehradun and flitted between art and music in his younger days. A rhythm guitarist in a local band, he studied to be an engineer and was in a regular corporate job until one day he bought some spray cans and painted the walls of his room. One thing led to another, and today he's created murals for scores of cafes, studios, restaurants, clubs, and the like around the country. I have always wanted to learn how to paint big murals. Rachit had already traced a tiger's face from a print and filled in some color the previous day. When I got there, he was filling in the black stripes on the mural and painting the background.
So a lot of artists, like Banksy and all, they have a strong political message with the artwork that they do. Do you have any such ideas?
No, I don't have a strong political message for the people here.
Yeah.
It's my main motive to do graffiti and to do artwork is to bring artwork in town, to bring the art culture in town.
Okay.
So there is no political message that I'm portraying in my artwork. It's just that people come to know what art is all about, what graffiti is all about.
Okay.
How can mural change the thinking of the people. here in Dehradun.
What type of places have you been painting then?
Majorly, I paint cafes here. I have done a lot of cafes in Dehradun,
Yeah.
but now people started calling me for doing their gyms.
Yeah.
So I have painted 6 gyms for Indian Military Academy,
Wow.
and there are a lot of gyms that I'm doing right now. In the past few days, I have done a lot of gyms. So I think graffiti culture in Dehradun is increasing day by day.
That's awesome. That's good for you.
I thought most of his work was done by spray paint, especially since he goes by the name of Dehradun Graffiti. But as it turns out, Rachit prefers using a regular paint and brush. Apparently, spray cans aren't readily available in Dehradun. Looks like he's got a good gig going, beautifying the city in different venues and even getting paid for it. I don't think too many graffiti artists can make a good living from their art.
Dehradun. I think the most memorable years of my childhood were spent here. My dad was in the army, so we moved around a lot, but I stayed here for about 3-4 years, and if there's a sense of belonging that I have at all to any town, I think Dehradun would be it. I had a marvelous time growing up here. In the last few years, I've been here many times, but subconsciously, I've always tended to avoid places that I went to as a child. I think that's because I think you're afraid. I think I'm afraid, like other people are, that when you go back to places that you remember, which live on in your memory, you see them changed, and it changes what you think of them. I've been reading a lot of Tom Wolfe of late, and there's one thing Mr. Wolfe says in one of his books that really sticks out. He says you can't go back home because home doesn't exist except in the mothballs of memory. It's a profound thought, but I think that all of us at some point or the other have felt that. Anyway, this time I'm taking the plunge, so I'm trying to find this place called Robber's Cave, or alternatively Guchu Pani. Let me see, where are we? I think it might be behind. पीछे रह गया शायद. पूछता हूँ एक सेकंड. भाई साहब, ये गुच्चू पानी किस तरफ है? यहाँ से नीचे. Thank you. Okay. We used to come here on cycles, all the way from the Indian Military Academy where my dad was posted. And it used to be an expedition.
Robber's Cave is a river cave formation. The stream that runs through has cleaved the hill in 2 halves. Inside there are waterfalls, tree canopies and gorgeous rock formations.
So much concrete. There's even a proper restaurant apparently. This used to be nothing but like a earthen path, unpaved, brambles everywhere. Now you got to buy a ticket to come in. See, I'm already doing that. I'm already comparing it to what I remember it like, and that would be a mistake.
And that's why I find it hard to travel to places I remember from a different time, because it runs the risk of being confronted by the malaise of degradation and lack of care for the environment that I'm likely to find.
Looks colder than it is, huh? Yes. Yeah, it goes about 700 meters. I'm here after 20 years. But I have, so you keep going and then you come to this wall and then you climb up and then you go across the other side. It's actually quite lovely.
That's good?
Yeah.
Are you guys heading there?
Yeah.
Maybe we should follow that, yeah.
Well, the one thing that hasn't changed is the water is still chilling you to the bone. Ladies, are you coming along then?
Yeah.
Huh?
But yeah, we'll do it.
Great.
Krimila and Grishma are visiting from Kathmandu. Intimidated by the narrow cave, they had decided to head back when they met me. Robber's Cave's narrow grotto-like entrance with shafts of light intermittently pillaring through the dark space do present a reasonably scary scene that will dissuade most casual picnickers. The light and shade inside are fleeting. The sun takes a quick look at about noon and is gone, replaced instead by the rustle of nocturnal insects, the occasional bat, and a dusk that stretches on as long as the morning.
Okay, not too bad, not slippery. Okay. Alright. But so lots hasn't changed. Thankfully, they haven't been able to destroy this. It was always a bit of a dodgy walk, but till you get there and then it's all plain. So it's only this bit really. There is a. See, the thing is that underground grotto that we didn't go into, the water falls from a rock into that and flows through. So, wow, okay, here we go. Watch your step, folks. All right. Where are you from and what brings you here?
Now I live in Canada, but I'm from Nepal, and my family brings me here. I have a family in Dehradun, so that's the reason why I'm here.
And Robbers Cave, you and Grishma are just exploring?
Yeah, it's because we decided to take a walk, and then we ended up over here.
It's quite a walk.
Yeah, and then I googled the place. Turns out it's one of the tourist places in Dehradun. So yeah.
Fantastic. What a chance meeting that is. Alright, so that is where the waterfall is. And we could have swum in there, but the water's not high enough to swim in. And also it must be deathly cold. So we're just going to walk across and see how far we can go. And maybe backtrack. Backtracking would also be a good idea at some point. Yeah. Here's the wall. This was built by some king back in the day, hoping to stop the flow of water. You know, it didn't really work out very well. And there's another one there. So they tried multiple times. But look at this canopy. I remember there used to be a lot of birds here. Lots of birds here.
What a hoot that turned out to be. These girls are such good sports. I'm not a movie buff, but it always amazes me how cinema really transcends cultural and national boundaries. Here I am with two guests from Nepal singing Nepali pop songs and being given a list of must-watch flicks.
महेंद्र बाहुबली यानी मैं इस राज्य की संरक्षण के लिए अपनी प्राण की आहुति देती हूँ। जय बाहुबली।
As we make our way out, my initial apprehensions have disappeared and given way to a sense of relief, elation even. I was afraid of what I might find at Robbers Cave, fearful that I would end up trashing an enduring memory literally by what I might find. For once, that wasn't the case. Robbers Cave is still very much like the place I remember. Memories do tend to distort reality, and what I remember about Robbers Cave is inseparable from the child that I was then. That image is unlikely to change, but there's a new layer that's been added today, a new filter as it were. And for a change, it's not a sepia tint.
Dehradun still has an old world charm to it. It's always been famous for its bakeries. Even though there's a proliferation of restaurants, people still prefer to socialize at members' clubs and curated gatherings. The World Integrity Center is a leafy enclave on Rajpur Road that has been recommended to me for an evening out.
Hey, Sachin, is it?
Hi, Johan.
Nice
How
to
are
meet
you?
you.
I was expecting you.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what is the WIC all about?
So WIC means World Integrity Center. And the concept of WIC is to promote art, culture, theatre, music, sports, recreational. So it's a place where people from all walks of life can come into one place and enjoy the place according to their interests.
Should we have a walk around and have a look at the
Sure.
area? Should we see if there's any music going on?
Yes, yes.
Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door.
Even though the evening is just getting started, I decide to turn in early and head home.
Knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door.
Next week, Meraj and I spend a day out with Team Evolution, the Devil May Care stunting group based out of Dehradun that's been making waves with world record-breaking stunts, viral videos and music. The Doon Valley is just a few hours away from Delhi but feels like a world apart. Meraj and Johan are in no hurry to leave.